Become English teacher in documentation center, leader in parliament, advocate or judge in Supreme Court. Teach and lead 10 members in turn from individual to world level for nature, almighty ancestor God, rule of law, proportional representation for all category, equal need, world peace. Fight the battle against corruption, hypocrisy, slavery, subordination, subjugation, surrender, belief, trust, etc. As part of our overall strategy, we will invest in the systematic skill development of one member from each of the 543 parliamentary constituencies. We help members get into NIOS, IGNO, and vocational courses. We also help in LLB program at a government university. Management 1. Information and Technology Software Center, General Knowledge, Moral Science, Computer Science, Interpersonal skills including communication skills, decision making and problem solving, logical reasoning and analytical ability, decision designing, design and technology, mechanics. 2. Languages, arts and crafts, English, Hindi, French, Sanskrit, art and craft, comprehension, English language comprehension, drama, creative writing, Urdu, Spanish, Chinese, Italian. Social science, social studies, social science, history, geography, politics, current affairs, social issues, history of India, India and world geography, Indian polity and governance, philosophy, religious, education, law, dance and music, natural, general science, physics, chemistry, biology, natural science, general science, general science, physics, chemistry, biology, environmental education, music, cooking, dance, governmental issue on general issues on ecology, biodiversity and climate change, EVS, physical education, yoga, sports, psychology. 5. Mathematics, economics and businesses, documentation center, mathematics, algebra, geometry, arithmetic, general mental ability, basic numeracy, data interpretation and data sufficiency, economic and social development. 6. Law and governance, hardware center. 7. Sociology. Study one topic, chapter of every subject every day. Give priority to all work as per timetable and plan. English grammar is divided into 30 parts. Study, teach one part, topic, chapter daily. You divide all your subjects in 30 parts and study every day as per date one chapter, and divide all your subjects in periods like it has given below. This is a history, how you study history, and you can in the same way you can study other all subjects. On the date of one, you will have to study the period duration from 0 to 100 year. Then on date 2 you need to study 200, 100 to 200. 3 on 3, 300 to 400. In the same way you will study till 20, and 21 also you will study in the same way, like 2000 to 2100, and 22 2100 to 2200, and on 23 you will study 20 200 to 23 300. On 24 you will study the period development, a period between 2300 to 2400. On 24 25 you will study the development between 24 to 2500. On 26 2500 to 5000. On 27 5000 to 10 year earlier. This is the back history. Back history means you will study history, back history between 20 on 26 between 2500 to 5000 period. On 27 5000 to 10,000 period. On 28 10,000 and thereafter, and before that 10,000 and before that. On 29th revision and reserve day for any important work, revision plus reserve day for any important work. 30 solving question paper, quiz, and also reserved day for any other important work. So you can divide your all subject in this given time period, and study date wise study as per time period. Become English teacher in documentation center, leader in parliament, advocate or judge in Supreme Court. Teach and lead 10 members in turn from individual to world level for nature, almighty, ancestor, God, rule of law, proportional representation, proportional representation, representation for all, proportional representation for all category, equal need, world peace, fight the battle against corruption, hypocrisy, slavery, slavery, subordination, subjugation, surrender, belief, trust, etc. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. English grammar at a glance. Serial number, name of grammar, type detail. One basic grammar. One parts of speech 8. Noun. One parts of speech 8. Noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction, interjection. 2 pronoun 9 personal interrogative relative demonstrative distributive indefinite reflexive reciprocal emphatic. 3 adjective 8 quality proper quantity number demonstrative distributive interrogative possessive. 4 verb 4 intransitive transitive linking auxiliary or helping verb. 5 adverb 3 simple relative interrogative. 6 preposition 3 simple compound phrase. 7 conjunction 3 coordinating subordinating correlative. 8 interjection 7 joy sorrow surprise approval contempt calling attention. 2 functional grammar 13. 2 functional grammar 13. The sentence, tense, the article, determiners, modals, the non-finites, the voice, narration, punctuation and capital letter, clauses, synthesis of sentences, transformation of sentences, word formation. 1 the sentence, 5 assertive, interrogative, imperative, exclamatory, optative. 2 tenses 3 present past future. 3 the article 2 indefinite definite. 4 determiners 5 article demonstrative possessive numeral quantitative. 5 modals 10 can could may might must ought shall should will would. 6 the non-finites 3 infinitive gerund participle. 7 the voice 2 active passive. 8 narration 2 direct indirect. 9 punctuation and capital letter. 10 full stop comma semicolon colon marks of interrogation apostrophe hyphen inverted commas or quotation marks capital letter. 10 clauses 3 principal coordinate subordinate. 11 synthesis of sentences. 7 end participle absolute phrase infinitive noun or phrase in opposition preposition with noun adverb. 12 transformation of sentences. 9 adverb sentences voice condition simple compound and complex sentences. 13 word formation. 3 primary prefix suffix. 3 advanced grammar. 4 UPSC English 300 marks. 1 essay 600 words 100 marks. 2 passage 15 into 5 75. 3 precise 75. 4 a necessary correction 1 into 10 10. 10 4b supply the missing words 1 into 5 5. 4c verse 5 into 5 5. 5d 5 1 into 5 5. 4c verbs 1 into 5 5. 4d antonymous 1 into 5 5. 5a rewrite as directed 1 into 10 10. 5b write 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 sentences on given words 1 into 5 5. 5c choose words word 1 into 5 5. 5d use idiom phrases in sentences 1 into 5 5. Act advertisement article autobiography badges banners and PLA cards book brochure or fact sheet campaign calendar circular community profile constitution diary debate drawing email essay form format invitation leaflet letter note draft note note sheet notice order painting paper paragraph photos for magazines newspapers etc. posters postcard or billboards project proposal regulation rule speech sticker story study proposal visiting card etc. This is a 8th class book. We need to make base either or our plan or 8th class subjects and UPSC syllabus. 8th class syllabus. So we got 3 syllabus. Our own syllabus. 8th class syllabus, we can say NCRT syllabus, and UPSC syllabus. So this is NCERT syllabus. Contents: 1. Determiners. Definitions: kinds of determiners, article omissions, the articles, possessive, demonstrative, distributives, quantifiers, interrogatives. 2. Present time. Simple present form and functions, present continuous form and function, simple present and present continuous, present perfect form and functions, present perfect continuous form and functions. 3. Past time. Simple past form and functions, present perfects or simple past, past continuous form and functions, function, past perfect form and functions, past perfect continuous form and functions. For future time reference, simple present and present continuous, simple future form, will, shall, and going to, and function, future continuous form and function, future perfect form and function, future perfect continuous form and function. 5. Modals. Definition: ability and possibility, can, could, be able to, may, might, permission, can, could, may, request, can, could, will, would, suggestion, can, could, shall, should, wish, may, necessity, compulsion, obligation, should, must, ought to, have, has to, need to, prohibition, absent of necessity, mustn't, ought not to, needn't, don't, have to, could have, should have. 6. Conditional. Introduction of conditional: the first conditional, the problem condition, the second conditional, the imp, introduction of conditionals: the first conditional, the probable condition, the second conditional, the improbable or imaginary condition, third conditional, the unfulfilled or rejected condition. 7. Definitions. 7. Non-finite verbs. Definition: kind of non-finite verbs. Infinitive: two infinitives. Bare infinitives: two and enough. Enough, eno, enough to make compact sentence. Two and enough to make compact sentence. Participle to join sentences, placing participles. Gerund. 8. Active and passive voice. Definition: urge and import, point to remember, identify. Passive voice. Tenses: differentiating present passive and past passive, future passive. Modals and infinitives in passive voice, imperative in passive voice, new headlines in passive voice. 9. Adjective, attributive and predicative adjectives. Degree of adjectives for forming comparative and superlative degree of adjectives. 10. Adverbs. Definition: forming adjectives, degree of comparison, commonly confused. Adverbs: good, well, bad, badly, hard, hardly, too, enough, so, such, quite. 11. Preposition. definition, prepositions of time, place, direction, and movement, manner, and position. Preposition are often confused between among, into, onto, of, since, for, at, to, on, in, by, form single, word prepositions, complex prepositions, participle preposition. 12 conjunctions, definitions, and, but, or, so, because, as, since, for, although, though, even though, while, as, when, till, until, after, before, where, wherever, if, unless, whether, either, or, neither, nor, not only, but also, both, and. 13 phrases and clauses. Definition of a phrases, kind of phrases. Definition of clauses, kind of clauses. Main and subordinate clauses. Nouns clauses. Adjective clauses. Adverb clauses. 14 relative clauses. Definition, forming relative clauses, defining relative clauses, and non defining relative clauses. Who, whom, whose, which, that, when, where, why, what. Omission of relative prepositions. 15 sentence 1 simple sentences. Compound sentences, coordinate clauses. Complex sentences, subordinate clauses. Transformation of sentences, simple, complex, and compound sentences. 16 sentences 2 interchanging affirmative and negative sentences, interchanging degree of comparison, interchanging interrogative and assertive sentences, interchanging exclamatory and assertive sentences. 17 direct and indirect speech, revision direct and indirect speech, punctuation, changing personal pronouns and possessives, reporting verbs, interrogative, imperative and exclamatory sentences, tenses, time and place words, reporting conversations, omission of that. 18 punctuation, capital letter, apostrophe, full stop, quotation marks, exclamation mark, comma, inverted commas, semicolon, colon, dash, hyphen. 19 words often confused. 20 using appropriate prepositions. 21 synonymous and antonymous. 22 idioms and phrases. 23 spelling. 24 comprehension. 25 paragraph writing. 26 writing messages. 27 writing notes. 28 letter writing. 29 writing reports. 30 writing essay. Unit 1 many sets of humor. 1 the open window. 2 mic, TV. 3 the kidnapping of Clarissa Montgomery. Unit 2 Man and War. 4 Rising Above Terror. 5 lines written in early spring. 6 Why do people go to war? Unit 7 Journey and Destinations. Memories of the beach. Rajasthan, a magical land of colors. 9. Volunteerism. Volunteerism. Unit 4. Worlds apart. Oops, I dropped my spoon. 14. 10. Oops, I dropped my spoon. 11. 14. 12. Riches. Unit 5. Many ways to earn a living. 13. 8 rupees. 14. The model millionaires. 15. Set your standards high. Contents. 1. Rashid's school at Okhla Santaram Rao. Geography lesson. Julfikar Ghosh. 2. After 22 years, O. Henry, the listeners, Walter de la Mare. 3. The postmaster, Ravindranath Tagore. The tree in season, Robert Fisher. 4. A tiger in school, R.K. Narayan. The louse and the mosquito, Vikram Seth. 5. Half a gift, Robert Jacks. Mother to son, Longstone Hogges. 6. Men on the train, Alex Haley. 7. Little Prince, Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. Mending Wall, Robert Frost. 10. Quality of Mercy, William Shakespeare. This is Hindi विशेष सूची. 1. ध्वनि कविता, सूर्यकांत त्रिपाठी निराला. 2. लाख की चूड़ियां, कहानी कामता नाथ. 3. बस की यात्रा, व्यंग, हरिशंकर परसाई. 4. दीवानों की हस्ती, कविता, भवानी भगवती चरण वर्मा. 5. चिट्ठियों की अनूठी दुनिया, निबंध, अरविंद कुमार सिंह. चिट्ठियां, कविता केवल पढ़ने के लिए, राम दरस मिश्र. 6. भगवान के डाकिए, कविता, रामधारी सिंह दिनकर. कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा, कविता, अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी केवल पढ़ने के लिए. 7. क्या निराश हुआ जाए, निबंध, हजारी प्रसाद द्विवेदी. 8. यह सबसे कठिन समय नहीं, कविता, जया जदवानी. पहाड़ से ऊंचा आदमी, जीवनी, सुभाष गताड़े केवल पढ़ने के लिए. 9. कबीर की सखियां, कबीर. 10. कामचोर कहानी, इस्मत चुगताई. 11. जब सिनेमा ने बोलना सीखा, प्रदीप तिवारी. कंप्यूटर गाएगा गीत, आलेख, ऋत्विक घटक केवल पढ़ने के लिए. 12. सुदामा चरित्र, कविता, नरोत्तम दास. 13. जहां पहिया है, रिपोर्ताज, पी साईनाथ अनु. पिता के बाद, कविता, मुक्ता केवल पढ़ने के लिए. 14. अकबरी लोटा, कहानी, अन्नपूर्ण पूर्णानंद वर्मा। 15 सूर के पद कविता सूरदास। 16 पानी की कहानी निबंध रामचंद्र तिवारी। हम पृथ्वी की संतान आलेख केवल पढ़ने के लिए प्रभु नारायण। 17 बाज और सांप कहानी निर्मल वर्मा। 18 टोपी कहानी सृंजय शब्दकोश। विषय सूची 1 भाषा लिपि और व्याकरण लैंग्वेज स्क्रिप्ट एंड ग्रामर। 2 वर्ण विचार ऑर्थोग्राफी। 3 संधि जॉइनिंग। 4 शब्द विचार मोर्फोलॉजी। 5 शब्द भंडार ग्लोसरी। पर्यायवाची शब्द सिनोनिमस। विलोमार्थी शब्द एंटोनिमस। अनेकार्थी शब्द वर्ड्स विथ वेरियस मीनिंग्स। वाक्यांश के लिए एक शब्द वन वर्ड सब्स्टिट्यूशन। श्रुति समभिन्नार्थक शब्द। श्रुति समभिन्नार्थक शब्द होमोनिम्स हेमोनिम्स। एकार्थक प्रतीत होने वाले शब्द वर्ड्स ऑफ सिंपल मीनिंग्स। 6 शब्द संरचना वर्ड फॉर्मेशन उपसर्ग प्रीफिक्स प्रत्यय सफिक्स समास कंपाउंड। 7 संज्ञा तथा संज्ञा के विकार नाउन एंड डेक्लेंसियन ऑफ नाउन लिंग जेंडर वचन नंबर कारक केस। 8 सर्वनाम प्रोनाउन। 9 विशेष एडजेक्टिव विशेषण एडजेक्टिव। 10 क्रिया तथा काल वर्ब एंड टेंस। 11 वाक्य वॉइस 11 वाच्य वॉइस। 12 अविकारी शब्द इनडिक्लाइनेबल वर्ड्स क्रिया विशेषण एडवर्ब्स संबोधक प्रीपोजिशन समुच्चय बोधक कंजंक्शन विस्मयादिबोधक इंटरजेक्शन विस्मयादिबोधक इंटरजेक्शन निपात पार्टिकल। 13 पद परिचय पाराइसिंग पाराइजिंग। 14 वाक्य विचार सिंटैक्स। 15 पदबंध तथा उपवाक्य फ्रेसिस एंड क्लोजिस। 16 अशुद्ध वाक्यों का संशोधन करेक्शन ऑफ इनकरेक्ट सेंटेंसेस। 17 विराम चिन्ह पंक्चुएशन। 18 मुहावरे और लोकोक्तियां आइडियम्स एंड प्रोवर्ब्स। 19 अलंकार फिगर्स ऑफ स्पीच और ऑर्नामेंट। 20 अपठित गद्यांश अनसीन पोर्स पैसेजेस। 21 अपठित काव्यांश अनसीन पोयम पैसेजेस। 21 रचनात्मक अभिव्यक्ति क्रिएटिव एक्सप्रेशंस। अमौखिक अभिव्यक्ति ऑरल एक्सप्रेशन। क वाद विवाद। ख कविता पाठ। ग कार्यक्रम संचालन। घ घटना या चित्र का मौखिक वर्णन। ब लिखित अभिव्यक्ति रिटन एक्सप्रेशन। क पत्र लेखन लेटर राइटिंग। ख संवाद लेखन डायलॉग राइटिंग। ग डायरी लेखन डायरी राइटिंग। घ विज्ञापन लेखन एडवर्टाइजमेंट राइटिंग। अंग अनुच्छेद लेखन पैराग्राफ राइटिंग। च प्रतिवेदन लेखन रिपोर्ट राइटिंग। छ चित्र वर्णन पिक्चर डिस्क्रिप्शन पिक्चर डिस्क्रिप्शन। ज सूचना लेखन नोटिस राइटिंग। झ निबंध लेखन एसे राइटिंग। यहाँ संदेश लेखन मैसेज राइटिंग। ट लघु कथा लेखन शॉर्ट स्टोरी राइटिंग। ठ नारा लेखन स्लोगन राइटिंग। श्रवण कौशल गतिविधि स्वयं को परखिए टेस्ट योर नॉलेज 1। स्वयं को परखिए 2 टेस्ट योर नॉलेज 2। दिस इज संस्कृत पूर्ववाक भूमिका मंगलम। प्रथम पाठ सुभाषितानि। द्वितीय पाठ विलस्य वाणी न कदापि में श्रुता। तृतीय पाठ डिजी भारतम। चतुर्थ पाठ प्रथम पाठ सुभाषितानि। द्वितीय पाठ विलस्य वाणी न कदापि में श्रुता। तृतीय पाठ डिजी भारतम। चतुर्थ पाठ सदैव पूर्तो निधेय चरणम। पंचम पाठ कंटकेन्यो कंटकम। षष्ठ पाठ ग्रह शून्य सुनता विना। सप्तह पाठ भरतजनताहम। अष्टम पाठ संसार सगास्यम से नायका। नवम पाठ सप्त भगिन्य। दसमः पाठ नीति नवनीतम। एकदश पाठ सावित्रीबाई फुले। द्वादश पाठ कह रचित। त्रयोदश पाठ क्षेतो रचते भरत स्वर्ण भूमि। चतुर्दश पाठ आर्यभट। पंचमदश पाठ प्रेलिका परिष्टम संधि कारकम शब्दरण पाणी धातु रूपाणी च। History, this is 8th class history. Contents forward. 1. How, when and where. 2. Form, trade, to territory. The company establishes power. 3. Ruling the countryside. 4. Tribal discourse and the vision of a golden age. 5. When people rebel 1857 and after. 6. Weavers, iron smelters and factory owners. 7. Civilizing the native, educating the nation. 8. Women, caste and reform. 9. Making of the national movement 1870 to 1947. 10. India after independence. This is geography. Forward. Chapter 1 resources. Chapter 2 land, soil, water, natural vegetation and wildlife resources. Chapter 3 mineral and power resources. Chapter 4 agriculture. Chapter 5 industries. Chapter 6 human resources. भारत का संविधान भाग 22 अनुच्छेद 395 अनुसूचियां 12 संवैधानिक संशोधन 124। एक संघ और इसके उसके क्षेत्र 1 से 4। 2 नागरिकता 5 से 11। 3 मूलभूत अधिकार 12 से 35। 4 राज्यों के नीति निदेशक तत्व 36 से 51। 4 मूल कर्तव्य 51 5 संघ 52 से 151। 6 राज्य 152 से 237। 7 संविधान 7वां संशोधन अधिनियम 1956 द्वारा निरसित। 8 संघ राज्य क्षेत्र 239 से 242। 9 पंचायत 243 से 243 ओ। 9 ए नगर पालिकाएं 243 पी से 243 जेड जी। 9 बी सहकारी समिति 243 जेड एस से 243 जेड टी। 10 अनुसूचित और जनजाति क्षेत्र 244 से 244 ए। 11 संघ और राज्यों के बीच संबंध 245 से 263। 12 वित्त संपत्ति संविदाएं और वाद 264 से 300 ए। 13 भारत के राज्य क्षेत्र के भीतर व्यापार वाणिज्य और समागम 301 से 307। 14 संघ और राज्यों के अधीन सेवाएं 308 से 323। 14 ए अधिकरण 323 ए से 323 बी। 15 निर्वाचन 324 से 324 ए। 16 कुछ वर्गों के लिए विशेष उपबंध संबंध 330 से 342। 16 राज्य भाषा 16 कुछ वर्गों के लिए विशेष उपबंध संबंध 330 से 342। 17 राजभाषा 343 से 351 ए। 18 आपात संबंध आपात उपबंध 18 आपात उपबंध 352 से 360। 19 प्रकीर्ण 361 से 367। 20 संविधान के संशोधन 368। 21 अस्थायी संक्रमणकालीन और विशेष उपबंध 369 से 392। 22 संक्षिप्त नाम प्रारंभ हिंदी में प्राधिकृत पाठ और निरेशन 393 से 395। 23 अनुसूचियां। 24 परिशिष्ट जम्मू कश्मीर। 25 उपबंध बांग्लादेश। 26 अनुक्रमणिका। 27 संविधान के अब तक के संशोधन। 28 संविधान में नकारात्मक संशोधन के प्रयास तथा सकारात्मक संशोधन की जरूरत। 29 संविधान और सरकार लोगों की भूमिका। 30 संविधान और प्रतिनिधित्व हिस्सेदारी। 5 संघ 52 से 152। So this is also divided into 35 part. We need to study one chapter every day. 5 संघ 52 से 151। 1 कार्यपालिका 52 से 78। राष्ट्रपति और उपराष्ट्रपति 52 से 73। मंत्रिपरिषद 74 से 75। भारत का महान्यायवादी 76। सरकारी कार्य का संचालन 77 से 78। 2 संसद 79 से 122। 3 राष्ट्रपति की विधायी शक्तियां 123। 4 संघ की न्यायपालिका 124 से 147। 5 भारत का नियंत्रण महालेखा परीक्षक 148 से 151। 6 राज्य 152 से 237। 1 साधारण 152। 2 कार्यपालिका 153 से 163। राज्यपाल 153 से 162। मंत्रिपरिषद 163 से 164। राज्य का महाधिवक्ता 165। सरकारी कार्य का संचालन 166 से 167। 3 राज्य का विधानमंडल 168 से 212। 4 राज्य की विधायी शक्तियां 213। 5 राज्यों के उच्च न्यायालय 214 से 232। 6 अधीनस्थ न्यायालय 233 से 237। अनुसूचियां 12। 1 राज्यों और संघ राज्य क्षेत्रों का वर्णन। 2 पदाधिकारियों को प्राप्त होने वाले वेतन भत्ते और पेंशन आदि। 3 शपथ या प्रतिज्ञान के प्रारूप। 4 राज्यसभा में सीटों का आवंटन। 5 अनुसूचित क्षेत्रों और अनुसूचित जनजातियों के प्रशासन और नियंत्रण। 6 असम मेघालय त्रिपुरा और मिजोरम राज्यों में जनजातीय क्षेत्रों के प्रशासन। 7 संघ सूची राज्य सूची और समवर्ती सूची। 8 मान्यता प्राप्त भाषाओं की सूची। 9 विशिष्ट अधिनियमों और विनियमों के सत्यापन। 10 दल परिवर्तन के आधार पर निर्भरता। 11 पंचायतों के अधिकार प्राधिकार और दायित्व। 12 नगर पालिकाओं के अधिकार प्राधिकार और दायित्व। संविधान संशोधन 124। तीन मूलभूत अधिकार 12 से 35 13 124 का। तीन मूलभूत अधिकार 12 से 35 13 124 का। एक स्वास्थ्य 47, दो शिक्षा 21 का 45, तीन रोजगार 15 4 16 4 43 का 81 170 243 घ 243 न 330 332 335, चार मूल संपत्ति 300 का, पांच मूल सेवाएं 41, छह सामाजिक और क्षेत्रीय क्षेत्रीय प्रतिनिधित्व 15 4 16 4 81 170 243 न 243 243 का 243 का 243 घ 243 न 243 घ 243 न 330 331 332 335, सात संसाधनों पर सामूहिक मालिकाना अधिकार समाजवादी 39 ख ग 43 का 243 घ 335, एक समता का अधिकार 14 से 18, दो स्वतंत्र समता का अधिकार 14 से 18, दो स्वातंत्र्य अधिकार 19 से 22, तीन शोषण के विरुद्ध अधिकार 23 से 24, चार धर्म की स्वतंत्रता का अधिकार 25 से 28, पांच संस्कृति और शिक्षा संबंधी अधिकार 29 से 30, छह संवैधानिक उपचारों का अधिकार 32, समस्या भ्रष्टाचार समाधान प्रतिनिधित्व। Contents: forward, introductory note for teacher. Unit 1, the Indian Constitution and Secularism. Chapter 1, the Indian Constitution to understanding secularism. Unit 2, Parliament and the making of law. Chapter 3, why do we need a parliament? Chapter 4, understanding laws. Unit 3, the judiciary. Chapter 5, judiciary. Chapter 6, understanding our criminal justice system. Unit 4, social justice and the marginalized. Chapter 7, understanding marginalization. Chapter 8, confronting marginalization. Unit 5, economic presence of the government. Unit 5, economic presence of the government. Chapter 9, public facilities. Chapter 10, law and social justice. This is GK, general studies. The natural world, the green giants, animal in danger, animal species, deep sea creatures, the magic of worlds, Veni, Vidi, Vici, of languages and scripts, historic speeches, the world of books, poetry magic, fiction books, famous opening lines, young scientist, Compu quiz, alternative medicine, everyday science, Indian unlimited, larger than life, modern Indian history, the beautiful North India, award the world, immoral mortals, where are we, famous battles, A country quiz. Playing the game. Cricket creates. Cricket creates. Gymnastic. Indian sports stars. Art and culture. Regional handicrafts. Folk painting of India. This and that. Brains teachers. 1. Earth wide and water rabbit fire 1. Go greeny. Go greeny. Kerala floods. Nature curse. Life skills. Basic health care. Consume awareness. Values. The blame game. What will you do? Test paper. Let's sum it up. The natural world. Common city bird. About plants. Amazing Amazon. The magic of words. Golden words. Figuratively speaking. Study of the world of books. Shakespeare, all the way, Indian language writers, great readers, young scientists, the changed our world, medically fit, medical specialist, Indian unlimited cities of India, Nobel laureates, laureates, Nobel laureates, British administration in India, around the world, countries and people, international organizations, exploring and travelers, saving wildlife, playing the games. Athletically, yours, football, World Cup, cups and trophies, art and culture, series of India, Indian cinema, this and that, brain teaser 2, mysteries of nature, rapid fire 2, go greeny, environmental double puzzle, cartoon footprint, life skills, netiquette, netiquette, time management, values for life, personal qualities, test paper 2. Let's sum it up, answers. Forward, preface, chapter 1, group group production and management, chapter 2, microorganism, this is science. Forward, preface, chapter 1, forward, preface, chapter 1, crop production and management, chapter 2, microorganism, friend and foe, chapter 3, synthetic fibers and plastics, chapter 4, materials, metals and non-metals, chapter 5, coal and petroleum, chapter 6, combustion and flame, chapter 7, conservation of plants and animals, chapter 8, cell structures and functions, chapter 9, reproduction in animals, chapter 10, reaching the age of adolescence, chapter 11, forces and pressure, chapter 12, friction, chapter 13, sound, chapter 14, chemical effects of electronic current. Chapter 15, some natural phenomena. Chapter 16, light. Chapter 17, stars, the solar system. Chapter 8, pollution of air and water index. शिक्षा योजना एजुकेशन प्लान either regular or correspondence, open, rainbow syllabus plus UPSC syllabus along with school syllabus for Delhi or any other states or nation. Mathematics, economics and businesses documentation center. Start preparation with Pratyogita Darpan etc. Patrika magazine for competitive exams, example UPSC, SPSC, SSC, DSSB, Railway Board etc. भाग एक सामान्य सचेतता, दो संख्या श्रेणी नंबर सीरीज, भाग दो अंकगणितीय योग्यता, दो संख्या पद्धति नंबर सिस्टम, 3 महत्तम समापवर्तक तथा लघुत्तम समापवर्ती एचसीएफ एंड एलसीएम, 4 दशमलव भिन्न डेसिमल फ्रैक्शंस, 5 सरलीकरण सिंप्लीफिकेशन, 6 वर्गमूल तथा घनमूल स्क्वायर रूट एंड क्यूब रूट, 7 औसत एवरेज, 8 संख्याओं पर आधारित प्रश्न प्रॉब्लम्स ऑन नंबर्स, 9 आयु संबंधी प्रश्न प्रॉब्लम्स ऑन एजेस, 10 घातांक तथा करनी श्योर्स एंड इंडाइसिस, 11 प्रतिशतता परसेंटेज, 12 लाभ तथा हानि प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस, 13 अनुपात तथा समानुपात रेशियो एंड प्रोपोर्शन, 14 साझा पार्टनरशिप, 15 मिश्र समानुपात कंपाउंड प्रोपोर्शन, 16 समय तथा कार्य टाइम एंड वर्क, 17 पाइप तथा टंकी के प्रश्न पाइप्स एंड सिस्टम्स, 18 समय तथा दूरी टाइम एंड डिस्टेंस, 19 रेल संबंधी प्रश्न प्रॉब्लम्स ऑन ट्रेन्स, 20 धारा तथा नाव संबंधी प्रश्न बोट एंड स्ट्रीम, 21 मिश्रण एलिगेशन, 22 साधारण ब्याज सिंपल इंटरेस्ट, 23 चक्रवृद्धि ब्याज कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट, 24 क्षेत्रफल एरिया, 25 ठोस वस्तुओं का आयतन वॉल्यूम ऑफ सॉलिड्स, 26 दौड़ रेसिस, 27 कैलेंडर, 28 घड़ी क्लॉक्स, 29 स्टॉक तथा शेयर स्टॉक्स एंड शेयर्स, 30 मिति काटा ट्रू डिस्काउंट, 31 महाजनी पट्टा बैंकर्स डिस्काउंट, भाग 3 समंकों का विश्लेषण, 32 सारणियन टेबुलेशन, 33 पाई चार्ट, 34 रेखा चित्र लाइन ग्राफ्स, 35 दंड आलेख बार ग्राफ्स, रिसर्च एक्शन एंड नेटवर्किंग जंक्शन ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन एंड टेक्नोलॉजी. This math is also divided into 30 part, and rest of the chapter you can adjust with the similar chapter. So study one mathematical chapter every day, one or more at least one or more chapter every day of math also. It means we need to study every day one chapter as per 30-day plan. This is 8th class math. Contents forward. Preface. Chapter 1 rotational numbers. Chapter 2 linear equations in one variables. Chapter 3 understanding quadrilaterals. Chapter 4 practical geometry. Chapter 5 data handling. Chapter 6 squares and square root. Chapter 7 cubes and cube roots. Chapter 8 comparing quantities. Chapter 9 algebraic expression and identities. Chapter 10 visualizing solid shapes. Chapter 11 mensuration. Chapter 12 exponents and powers. Chapter 13, and inverses direct and inverse proportions. Chapter 14, factorizations. Chapter 15, introduction to graphs. Chapter 16, playing with numbers. Answers just for fun. So this was the 8th class syllabus, and now we are going to study UPSC syllabus. Keep in mind that your handwriting must be very good. If your handwriting is not good, you cannot get good marks, you cannot get complete cannot pass the UPSC examination or any competitive examination. So you give attention on your writing, neat and clean writing. All word must be in same size, and for that you start writing every day. UPSC, Union Public Service Commission. This is the notification on date 22 February 2022 for the civil services examination. So this is the syllabus which we need to follow. Civil service examination. This is 2022, and this is UPSC website, upsc.gov.in. Important. 1. Candidate to ensure their eligibility for the examination. Examination eligibility required. 2. How to apply. 3. List last date for receipt of application. 4. Penalty for wrong answers. 5. Facilitation counter for guidance of candidates. 6. Mobile phones banned. And these are the services which for which examinations are being held. These are Indian Administrative Services, Indian Indian Foreign Services, Indian Police Services, Indian Audit and Account Services Group A, Indian Civil Account Services Group A, 6. Indian Corporate Law Services Group A, 7. Indian Defence Account 7. Indian Defence Account Services Group A, 8. Indian Defence State Services Group A, 9. Indian Information Services Junior Grade A, 10. Indian Postal Services Group A, 11. Indian P&T Accounts and Finance Services Group A, 12. Indian Railway Protection Force Services Group A, 12. Indian Revenue Services, Customs and Indirect Taxes Group A, 14. Indian Revenue Services Income Tax Group A, 15. Indian Trade Services Group A Grade 3, 16. Armed Forces Headquarters Civil Service Group B Section Officer Grade, 80, 17, 17, Delhi, Delhi, Andaman and Nicobar Island, Lakshadweep, Daman and Diu, and Dadar and Nagar Haveli services. D, A and I Danix Group B. 18, Delhi, Andaman and Nicobar Island, Lakshadweep, Daman and Diu, and Dadar and Nagar Haveli services. Danips, Danips Group B. 19, Puducherry Civil Services, Pondis ICS Group B. A list of services identify suitable for person with benchmark disability along with the physical requirement and functional classifications. Serial number, name of the services, category for which identified, functional classification, physical requirement. So these are the different qualification for different category. See, this is post, this is categorical categories for which identified, functional classification, physical requirements. Two A, Center for Civil Services preliminary examination. The examination will be held at the following centers. These are centers. These alphabetical name of the centers. Two, Centers for Civil Services main examination. These are the center for main examination. B, plan of examination. 3, eligible candidates. 1, conditions, eligibility conditions. So what are the conditions eligible for eligible candidate are given here. First one is nationality, second age limits, three, minimum educational qualifications, 4, number of attempts, 5, restrictions on applying for the examinations, 6, medical and physical standards, 4, fee, 5, how to apply, 6, last date for online submission of application, 7, correspondence with the commission, 8. Reservation against vacancies for person with benchmark disability. The physical requirement and functional classification can for example be one or more of the following. The above list is subject to revision. 9. Eligibility for available reservation. 12. Change of category. 13. Withdrawal of application. Appendix 1. Section 1. Plan of examination. Section 2. Scheme and subjects for the preliminary and main examination. A. Preliminary examination. B. Main examination. Qualifying paper. Candidate may choose any one of the optional subject from amongst the list of subject given in para 2 below. These are different subject. For optional subject we can take any of the optional subject. General instructions, preliminary as well as main examination. Interview, personality test. Section 3. Syllabi for the examination. Preliminary examination. This is the syllabus for preliminary examination. Paper 1 200 marks, duration 2 hours. Current events of national and international events. Importance, current events of national and international importance. History of India and Indian national movement. Indian and world geography. Physical, social, economic geography of India and the world. Indian polity and governance, constitution, political system, panchayati raj, public policy, right issues, etc. Economic and social development, sustainable development, poverty, inclusion, demographics, social sector initiatives, etc. General issues on environmental ecology, biodiversity, and climate change that do not require subject specialization. General science. Paper 2 200 marks, duration 2 hours. Comprehension, interpersonal skills including communication skills, logical reasoning and analytical ability, decision making and problem solving, general mental ability, basic numeracy, number and their relation, orders of magnitude, etc. Class 10 level, data interpretation, charts, graphs, tables, data sufficiency, etc. Class 10 level. Note 1. Paper of the civil service preliminary examination will be a qualifying paper with minimum qualifying marks fixed at 33%. Note 2. The question will be multiple choice objective type. Note 3. It is mandatory for the candidate to appear in both the papers of civil services prelim examination for the purpose of evaluation. Therefore, a candidate will be disqualified in case he/she does not appear in both the papers of civil service prelims examination. Part B, main examination. The main examination in intended to assess the overall intellectual traits and depth of understanding of candidates rather than merely the range of their information and memory. Qualifying papers on Indian languages and English. The aim of a paper is to test the candidate's ability to read and understand serious discursive prose and express ideas clearly and correctly in English and Indian language concerned. The pattern of questions would be broadly as follow. 1. Comprehension of given passages. 2. Precise writing. 3. Uses and vocabulary. 4. Short essay. Indian languages. 1. Comprehension of given passage. 2. Perceive precise writing. 3. Uses and vocabulary. 4. Short essay. 5. Translation from English to Indian languages and vice versa. Note 1. The person of Indian language and English will be matriculation or equivalent standard and be will be of qualifying nature only. The marks obtained in these papers will not be counted for ranking. Noted 2. The candidates will have to answer the English and Indian languages paper in English and the respective Indian languages except where translation is involved. Paper 1. Essay. Candidate may be required to write essay on multiple topics. They will be expected to keep closely to the subject of the essay to arrange their ideas in orderly fashion orderly fashion and to write concisely credit will be given for effective and ex- exact expression. Government services to have workforce which files gender balance and women candidates are encouraged to apply. Paper 3. Paper 2. General Studies 1. Indian Heritage and Culture, History and Geography of the World and Society. General Studies 1. Indian Heritage and Culture, History and Geography of the World and Society. Indian culture will cover the salient s- aspects of art, forms, literature, and architecture from ancient to modern times. Modern Indian history from about the middle of the 18th century until the present significant event, personalities, issues, the freedom struggle, its various stages and importance, contributions from different part of the country, post independent consolidations and reorganization within the country. History of the world will include events from 18th century such as industrial revolution, world wars, read, redrawal of national boundaries, colonization, decolonization, political philosophies like communism, capitalism, socialism, etc. Communism, 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 capitalism, socialism, etc. Their forms and effect on the society, silent features of Indian society, diversity of India, role of women and women's organizations, population and associated issues, poverty and development issues, urbanizations, their problems and their remedies, effect of globalizations on Indian society, social empowerment, commun, communalism, regionalism, and secularism, silent feature of world physical geography, distribution of key natural resources across the world, including South Asia and the Indian subcontinent, factors responsible for the location of primary, secondary, and tertiary sector industry in various parts of the world, including India. Important geographical phenomena such as earthquake, tsunami, volcanic activity, cyclone, etc. Geographical features and their location change in critical geographical features including water bodies and ice caps, and in flora and fauna and the effect of such changes. Paper 3 General Study 2 Grievance, Constitution, Polity, Social Justice and International Relation. Indian Constitution, historical understanding, evaluations, features, amendments, significant provisions, and basic structure, functions, and responsibility of the union and the state, issue and challenges pertaining to the federal structure, the devolution of powers, and the finance finances up to the local level and challenges therein, separation of powers between various organs, dispute redressal mechanism and institutions, comparison of Indian constitutional scheme with that of the that of the other countries, parliament and state legislatures, structure, functioning, conduct of businesses, power and privileges, and issues arising Out of these, structure, organization, and functions of the executive and the judiciary ministries and department department of the government, pressures groups, and formal informal associations and their role in the polity, government services to have a workforce which reflect gender balance, and women candidates are encouraged to apply. Salient features of the representation of people acts, appointment of various constitutional posts, powers, functions, and responsibilities of various constitutional bodies, statutory regulation, and various quasi-judiciary body, government policies and interventions for development in various sectors, and issues arising out of their design and implementation, development process, and their development industries, the role of NGOs, SGOs, various group and associations, donors, charities, institutional and other stakeholders, welfare schemes for vulnerable sections of the population by the center and the state, and the performance of these schemes, mechanism, law, institutions and bodies constituted for the protection and betterment of these various sections, issues relating to development and management of social sector services relating to health, education, human resources. Important aspect of governance, transparency and accountability, e-governance application, model, success, limitations and potential, citizen charter, transparency and accountability, and institutional and other measures, role of civil services in democracy, India and its neighborhood relations, bilateral, regional, and global geographies, and agreements involving India and or effective interest, India's interest, effect of policies and politics of development and developing countries of India, India's interest, India's diaspora, importance, international institutions, agencies and fora, their structure, mandate, part 4. Generally study 3. Technology, economic development, biodiversity, environment, security and disaster management. Indian economy and issue relating to planning, mobilization of resources, growth, development and employment, inclusive growth and issues arising from it, government budgeting, major crops, cropping pattern in various parts of the country, different types of immigrations and immigration system, storage, transport and marketing of agriculture produce and issues and related constants, technology in the aid of farmers, issues related to direct and indirect farm subsidies and minimum support prices, public distribution systems, objective functions, limitations, revamping, issues of buffer stock and food security, government